Before before I start this video, I just want to make something perfectly clear. I do not hate YouTube. I do not hate any of the administrators or staff that make this site great. I do, however, have something to say. I'm going to call this video, what should I call it? A Hitchhiker's Guide to YouTube. So, first off, congratulations, you've successfully created a YouTube account. Great job. Let's descend into this. So, the first thing you do is you upload a video, probably something really stupid, but that's okay because everyone does that. I mean, just look at my original video. Depending on the length of the video, you'll either apply for monetization or you will not because your video is too short or you have not ad-friendly stuff in that video. If you do apply for monetization, certain things will happen. One, depending on the amount of views you'll get, is the more money you will get from your video. Now, here's where the dangerous things come in. Is that if you are using any footage from like a video game, movie, trailer, any type of music, any samples from music or anything, no matter the length, it is in serious danger of being either copyright claimed or you getting a copyright strike on your channel. Now, those two things are a little different, so I'm going to explain each one. The first one, you have a copyright claim. That means that this company will see your video, and they will choose to claim your monetization indefinitely until you make a counterclaim saying, hey, this isn't fair, give me my money back, this uses no more of the original content than necessary, it is transformative in nature, and stuff like that. And they could either give you back your monetization, or they could deny the claim saying, no, this stuff belongs to us, and then you get a copyright strike if you try to counterclaim, pretty much saying, hey, no, that's not right, come back here, give me my money back. And at that point, when you do a counterclaim, you're in serious danger of getting a copyright strike, and maybe even getting that video taken down. Because when that happens, when you do a counterclaim, this company is still taking your money, which means that there's a 30 to 40 day response deadline that the company must meet before your video gets its ad revenue back to you, or starts getting, because the amount of money that the company has from your video, they get to keep. So when right before they reach the deadline, they deny the claim, and then you get a copyright strike. Pretty much saying, that's pretty much like a pocket veto, saying we're just going to sit on our hands until right before we meet the deadline, and then we're just going to deny this guy's claim so that we can still keep every cent of his money. Now, the problem is, so many people have complained about this to the YouTube management and staff, and not a single step has been taken to fix this. Companies like Universal Music Group, Warner Chappell Music Group, Sony, Nintendo, and just a bunch of really big digital companies can now bully you into you giving them money for pretty much no reason. And I think the saddest part about this is what I am describing, the actions that these companies are taking, is against U.S. federal law. And I'm going to elaborate on that. So if you look at Section 107 under Fair Use Copyright Law, 1976, you will see that if you are making criticism on a certain intellectual property and you decide to use like a music sample or game footage or something like that, and you're having commentary beside it, you are safe. You are not safe because these companies either completely disregard the US law, or it's made by a bot or like a robot, an artificial intelligence that just seeks out this company's property, says, hey, beep boop, beep boop. Oh, wait, that's ours. Claim. Oh, wait, that's ours. Claim. Oh, that's ours. Thank you. I'll just take all your money now. And the problem with the whole robot thing is you can't teach it US law. You can't teach it how to determine what fair use is and what's blatantly stealing. Where someone with, two actual brain cells could, figure it out. Like, for example, I think about, that was a really long time ago, but I think about 4 years ago, people uploading full movies onto YouTube, just the tiniest little screen there, and the rest was just filler background. They had the sound, they had the voices of, the audio of the movie really raised up to a certain pitch so that they could evade copyright detection. Here comes YouTube putting in this new system called Content ID, pretty much saying, hey, give us all your intellectual properties and we'll seek them out. We'll hunt them down, all these full movie things. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, stolen content detected. Boop. Stolen content detected. Boop. And it seems like a good idea on paper, but then again, like I just said, it's a robot. You can't really teach it U.S. Law, how to differentiate it. So then the problem arises where you're actually, performing the whole fair use thing. You're walking that line, and the robot doesn't recognize this, and you get claimed for no reason. And it's not like there's someone, going to work. All right, I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to go on YouTube because this company hired me to do specifically this so I can find our content that has been stolen by these people on YouTube. It's not like that. It's a robot that has been specifically programmed to seek this content and claim it no matter if it's applies for fair use. And then they take all your money. Because these companies either designed it that way, which I'm not really certain that's the deal, or they don't really understand it's that way and they still take your money anyway, and they don't even bother to check and see, oh wow, we actually made a mistake, sorry. Because they're big companies and the stuff that happens on YouTube isn't really their priority. And so when that happens, when you get that video taken down, you get a strike. Now, YouTube has had this system for a while, ever since he put on its Content ID system. And a strike is basically, we all know the 3 strikes you're out rule in baseball. 3 strikes you're out. So what that means is you already have a first strike. Now think about all the people on YouTube, there's got to be thousands of them, that talk about games and movie trailers and, listen to music and stuff like that. Like, they upload music lyrics. They're all in serious danger because that is their entire channel. Never mind the one that got claimed. What about all your other ones? You're going to get more than 3 strikes before your feet even touch the ground. And so many of these classify as fair use, meaning they should be safe from this sort of thing, but yet they are not, because it is either a robot or it's a greedy company, which the latter I'm not really sure of. I want to say it is, but I'd have to do a fact check. But say you don't get into this mess. I personally have never had to have this experience, so I'm kind of thankful for that. But then, what kind of content do you want to have? Do you want to do informational videos? Do you want to do gameplay videos? I've just talked about that. Do you want to do, I don't know, whatever you want, really. You can pretty much do anything. You can play with toys on YouTube. Now, the problem arises where the people on YouTube are not the friendliest bunch. And you gotta look out for those people. There are two types of people on YouTube that make comments screaming at you. Those that actually are offended by what you put on the internet, and those that are looking just to be offended by the stuff you're putting on the internet. That's what I believe, and the latter is probably the most annoying thing on the planet. And honestly, I've never had that problem, probably never will. So, yeah. And then also, when you get to a certain point of when you get to a certain level of subscribers on your channel, you can make even more ad revenue, which also you run a bigger risk if you're like a video game reviewer or something like that, coming in contact with the Content ID robot. And then it all goes downhill from there. So, I mean, YouTube has its problems, but if you know how to stay under the radar, at least on these big companies, off of these big companies' radar, you will be like in the green. You're in the green. The yellow is where you may have stuff that isn't suitable for advertising. And the gray would be you are making no monetization because either you've gotten claimed or you're age restricted or something. And personally, I'd like to say I'm in the green right now because I don't really have enough content to apply for monetization, and I don't really have anything to keep me from being monetized. So, and I'm totally fine with not being monetized because, quite frankly, I don't want to get into a mess to where I accidentally play a song in one of my videos and then all of that comes crashing down. It's kind of like playing with a bunch of Jenga blocks, okay? You start out by creating your... I'll just use these. So, the first one is creating your Google/YouTube account so you can watch videos. That's going to go right here. I've been having a lot of camera troubles lately. Please don't fall. You created your account. Next step, making your first few videos. Next step, accidentally using a song or movie clip. Then you have the robot coming in, saying, "Oh no, this is stealing. This is theft. You're a crook. So we need to nip this in the bud as soon as possible." And that's probably one of the scariest things ever. So what they do is all of this entire tower here is all of your money that you've made from ad revenue. Okay. Here comes the Content ID bot. It's, you know, it's ugly, it's misshapen, it's malformed, it's not very developed right. It hasn't been thought through very well. Here it comes. Oh wait, this is stolen content. Yoink! Yoink, yoink, yoink. And your channel is terminated because you have 3 copyright strikes. So I want to purposefully say that allegory may have been funny looking, but it serves a purpose because YouTube has a serious problem and it needs to be fixed. Because honestly, there is so much content out there that is making ad revenue that really shouldn't be. The whole thing with the Momo challenge like a month ago, that making national headlines and stuff like that. Before that, no one even knew. And that stuff was making bank on ad revenue, and it really shouldn't have been because it was harming children. Okay, it was harmful to children. It was not advertiser friendly. It had very obscene things in it, and it just wasn't a good thing to have on YouTube. And no one talked about it until, I don't even know what happened, like a mom or something found out that this stuff is actually kind of terrible, and then reported it to the authorities, and then it gained national headlines. So I just want to preface it by saying this. This is the little coding for the Content ID system, pretty much ignoring federal law. This is the Content ID bot. It says, oh wow, I have no idea what US law means. What the heck is that stuff? I'm gonna go kill someone's channel now. Hiya, hiya, hiya. You're terminated. YouTube, I am making this message out to you now. Fix this now. Either remove the Content ID system and just get someone to manually watch these movies and determine for themselves whether it follows US law and restrictions, or just don't even have the system at all. If the title says full movie in it, delete it. If they change it to something like, oh, I don't know, something completely unrelated, it's clickbait, but you know where to go to watch the full movie, delete it. Find it and delete it. You're good at that stuff. But you don't do it. So either take my suggestions, or I don't know what's going to happen. Eventually, YouTube is going to be completely evacuated because it's being overrun by these big companies and these little detection bots. And you know what? By making this guide, I hope I just took a little sledgehammer to these little guys. I really hope I do. And I hope I strengthen the idea that maybe one day they'll fix it. And I'm happy to say that maybe I just educated a lot of people on Section 107 and what it means and how it works. And hopefully, YouTube can be a little bit more of a safer place to post videos, like it should be. Instead of someone trying to creep out of the crevices of YouTube and Google, being like, oh man, can I actually post this though? This has like 3 seconds of Drake. Yes, you can post it because Section 107 is being obeyed. If you have commentary. I have commentary, then you can post it. Because the Content ID system is null and void, and you can pretty much do whatever you want on YouTube, as long as it's not obscene. That's a perfect world. That's a perfect world. We do not live in a perfect world. Alright, I know this has been a way longer video than usual, but I talk to a lot of people and they don't really seem to understand how monetization works, so I just thought I'd make this video to kind of, give them a little grasp on how it works and, like, what can happen. Stuff like that. So, I want to personally thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this will help you be a little bit more safer. I hope this kind of acts as like a map through a minefield on your YouTube journey. And I hope maybe you can be a lot more successful than me. And I also hope that YouTube will listen to my pleas and get rid of this ad bot thing. And hopefully, YouTube won't be a place where someone is afraid to post something. See you guys.